Hi and welcome to the Introduction to the Internet of Things in Practice course. My name is Oskar Bexell and I am the instructor for this course. The course consists of 4 different blocks and then there is a summary in the end. So we start off with an introduction to the Internet of Things. I will give you some practical examples of deployments and we will look at architectures. Then we move on to wireless communication. We start off with the physical side of it to understand some basics about wireless communication. And we move on into the 2 main areas, which will be low power wide area networks and indoor short range protocols. If we dig a little bit deeper into each of these modules here, so the introduction side will be mainly about these 4 layers that you see in the picture to the right. So you have data collection, that is from bottom up here, and that's the lowest layer in the typical IoT architecture. The data source could be a sensor or a device. It could also be data that you get from an API or an integration that you do to any type of business operation system, Microsoft Exchange or an ERP system, CRM system. Anytime that you have data that can be used by someone else, you want to create an integration there. In the cases when you have sensors, you typically have wireless communication involved, and that's where the network layer comes into place. So that's the second one. And that will be the main focus for the following modules. The platform layer will be covered here in the introduction. We'll talk about vertical and horizontal platforms, both IoT platforms but also integration platforms. As I mentioned, it's not sure that IoT is the IoT data is the only data that you're interested in. You might be other types of data that you want to cross connect to or use in your overall models. The top layer here, UI UX effects, that is the application layer, we can say. So what do you want to do with the data? Is it visualization? Maybe it's machine learning or artificial intelligence. It could be AR, VR, other types of effects. Sometimes it's just an integration to a third-party system. If you look at the agenda here, you also see tracking and positioning. Very often, when you have an IoT solution, it's beneficial to know where your things are. So we will take a look at the tracking side, which very often is about finding things. It could be a wheelchair in a hospital, or it could be a fleet management solution where you want to keep track of your cars. The other side is positioning. So in many cases, you want to have wayfinding. You want to find your way around via an app or via maybe a touchscreen or something else. So we take a look at those 2 things, use cases, typical ways of solving those kind of problems that you get in different types of environments. In the second module, we move into the physical side of wireless communication. So this is not going to be extremely theoretical. It's going to be focused on practical use cases and real-life deployments. But there are a number of things you need to know about when you move into wireless communication and selecting IoT standards for different types of deployments. There are some things that are limiting your possibility of success. So that's what we focus on in this side. The third module here is about low power wide area networks. So there are some major standards that are today seen as competing. We will take a look at how much they actually compete and how they complement each other. We will compare them for different types of use cases. And we take a look at the future for these different types of standards. Then we have the short-range protocols that you find indoors. And those are very often related also to positioning. So we have today positioning over Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, even RFID. And I will give a lot of use case examples again from real life deployments, and we take a look at the future the trends and the future outlook for these different protocols. My name is Oskar Bexell, as I mentioned. I have a long experience from working with wireless standards in all kinds of networks. I've been working with fixed wireless networks, 4G, 3G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, RFID, and many other types of networks. I have deployed many solutions, and I have been working with IoT for several years, focusing on both wireless communication, business development, and platforms. So I really hope that you join this session, and we meet there.